No way. If I can hurt you, I'm gonna hurt you, bro. And if you, no, I'm not even gonna say, but if you hit me once, I'm gonna hit you twice. That's just the game we're in.
This is what we're here to do, is each other up, and I'm ready. I want his hardest punches. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, falling down.
It just seems like I'm being called in to, I don't know, save the pugilists, the purists of boxing and so on. People don't like the fact that I'm fighting Jake. Whether that concerns me or not is another question, but if we look at the people that don't want me to be here, but they want me to put an end to Jake.
Breaking with just one night to go before the massive Jake Paul vs Anthony Joshua showdown. Joshua has sent shock waves through fight week by openly warning his opponent that he won't hold back, declaring, "If I can kill you, I will kill you.
If I can kill you, I will kill you. That's just how I am."
As soon as they stood chest to chest in Miami, the difference was clear. Anthony Joshua's calm dominance overshadowed Jake Paul's bravado. Paul tried his usual antics, throwing looks and taunts, but Joshua just stared ahead, unshaken, unbothered, and ready to break him in the ring, proving this wasn't a YouTube stunt, but a real boxing Anthony Joshua is saying he plans to break Jake Paul physically, not outbox him or play a technical game. When he talks about breaking face and body, he is describing dominance. He explains this is not emotion but mentality, the mindset of a real fighter, by saying he knows what is in his heart. Joshua is pointing to experience, pain, and discipline.
I'm gonna break his face, I'm gonna break his body up, I'm gonna stomp all over him. That's my mentality, right? That's a fighter's mentality, and I know what's in my heart.
Tyson Fury is saying Joshua is old, desperate, and only talking like this to sell a fight. He is mocking the situation and trying to lower Joshua's credibility. But Fury's rant feels more emotional than analytical. Joshua's words sound calculated, while Fury's sound reactive. Calling it promotion ignores the seriousness in Joshua's tone. This does not come across like marketing.
The truth to be talking shite like that. He's 37-year-old at the end of his career, fighting a YouTuber, a Disney Channel guy, who Tommy beat, and now he's talking about killing him and all that to try and sell. Please, barking up the wrong tree, idiot. Here's a fun fact. If I ever come across you, bum, I'm knocking you dead spark out. I ain't a YouTuber or a man half your size. I am him, the man. You're a classless loser, coming off a 15 months knockout defeat.
Anthony Joshua is saying Tyson Fury's opinion does not matter to him at all. He calls him a hater and shifts the focus back to the fight. When asked about legacy, Joshua shuts it down completely. This shows a fighter who is no longer chasing approval or image. He is narrowing everything down to the task in front of him.
Tyson don't need to worry about my opinion. He needs to focus on himself. Tyson's a hater.
Do you care about the opinions going into this fight? The fact that people are talking about tarnishing?
Lawrence Aoli is saying Jake Paul struggled with intensity during sparring. He explains it was not one punch, but pressure that caused problems. That detail is important. It suggests Jake Paul can be overwhelmed when a real fighter stays on him. Even though Ole says Jake improved, the admission of being hurt stays. When you connect this to Joshua's promise of breaking body and face, the danger.
You gotta hit that joint.
Lawrence Aoli is saying Jake Paul struggled with intensity during sparring. He explains it was not one punch, but pressure that caused problems. That detail is important. It suggests Jake Paul can be overwhelmed when a real fighter stays on him. Even though Ole says Jake improved, the admission of being hurt stays. When you connect this to Joshua's
said, Jake or anyone can get this work, no mercy. I took some time out, I'm coming back with the mega show. It's a big opportunity for me, whether you like it or not. I'm here to do massive numbers, have big fights and break every record whilst keeping cool, calm and collected. So chill in it. I mean, come on, he's jumping in with fake Paul, who has no experience, no fights and no world ranking at heavyweight.
Carl Froch is saying Anthony Joshua is treating this as serious business, not a novelty. He highlights the words no mercy and easy work, which shows confidence rooted in experience. Fro is making it clear that Jake Paul has no real standing at heavyweight and that this matchup is completely one-sided. When a former world champion speaks this calmly, it reinforces the idea that Joshua is
and fake Paul's never been in with a heavyweight. Like I said earlier, he lost to Tommy Fury, a cruiserweight. He lost to him. Tommy Fury's not even British level. So you can't chuck fake Paul in with Anthony Joshua and take it serious.
Carl Froch is pointing out the physical reality of this fight. He is saying Jake Paul has never faced a real heavyweight and already lost to someone smaller by repeating that Tommy Fury is not even British level. Froch is underlining how wide the gap is. This puts Joshua's earlier death warning into context. It is not arrogance. It is confidence built on size, power, and experience.
I know what it takes, I know what this game's about, and I'm going to push myself beyond the limits where I've been before, hence why I found myself in Dallas, because I'm trying to find an environment that can stimulate me, motivate me, and push me on to.
Anthony Joshua is saying this fight is part of a bigger personal test. He talks about building, pushing limits, and finding motivation. This shows he is not drifting or chasing attention. He is deliberately putting himself in demanding environments. When a fighter speaks about growth rather than opponents, it shows internal focus. That mindset explains why his warning.
I just beat a 5-time world champion.
UFC.
You don't know my ability though.
That's true. That's true.
You don't.
I don't know where you might go. I just give you where I think you're at, which I'm entitled to, which is.
Eddie Hearn is saying Jake Paul is average and still unproven despite the hype. He is dismissing the idea that beating crossover fighters proves elite ability. This reinforces the boxing world's view that Jake Paul's level is being exaggerated. When promoters speak this bluntly, it reflects confidence in their fighter. Hearn's words align with Joshua's tone. There is no fear here.
Business, more money. Only this.
So we need to pray for Jake Paul.
Yes. I will pray Jake Paul because I want to fight with Jake Paul and act.
Alexander Usyk is saying Anthony Joshua wants to finish Jake Paul and that this is pure business. When Usyk says, pray for Jake Paul, it sounds half serious and half warning. Coming from someone who has shared the ring with Joshua. That comment carries weight. Usyk understands Joshua's power and mindset. His words connect directly to Joshua's earlier threat. This is not hype from outsiders. This is recognition from someone who knows exactly what Anthony Joshua can.
And I think this should be laid to rest, because I don't think AJ's going to go in and try and pat. AJ's going to smoke.
Derek Chisora is saying this should be straightforward for Anthony Joshua. He is suggesting that Joshua will not take any unnecessary risks but will instead impose his power and control throughout. When Chisora mentions smoke him, he is emphasizing the expected dominance in the ring. This commentary shows that insiders view Joshua as far beyond Jake Paul in skill, strength, and strategy. The word easy highlights the clear gap between a professional heavyweight champion and a YouTuber stepping into unfamiliar territory. Joshua's focus on
very little risk, extremely little risk, and a big reward. I mean, why would you not take it? But as a fight fan, I thought it was a farce. I mean, Tommy Fury beat Jake Paul. It may not be, it may be a little while back, but still, he hasn't improved that much, and he hasn't been fighting anybody that's posed a problem.
Abel Sanchez is saying this fight carries almost no risk for Anthony Joshua while offering substantial reward. He is pointing out that Jake Paul's previous losses to fighters like Tommy Fury demonstrate that he has not faced meaningful challenges and has not developed as a serious contender. This reinforces the narrative that Joshua's dominance is likely and that the fight is more about spectacle than competition. Sanchez's perspective as a trainer and analyst gives credibility to Joshua's warnings. When insiders describe a matchup as extremely low risk,
Paul is crazy. If he thinks he can get it with Anthony Joshua, former two-time heavyweight champion of the world, and play tiddlywinks, I don't think AJ plays touch. He plays knock.
Johnny Nelson is saying Jake Paul is overestimating himself if he believes he can compete with Anthony Joshua. He is emphasizing that Joshua is a two-time world champion who does not fight lightly or cautiously. The words "knock the F out" show the seriousness and intensity Joshua brings to the ring. Nelson also highlights Paul's showmanship, suggesting that his challenge is more about publicity and financial gain than real ability. This aligns with Joshua's previous statements and warnings, making it clear that the fight is a serious professional contest.
To me, is absurd. I mean, Anthony Joshua is a legitimate two-time heavyweight champion of the world. He may have got destroyed by Daniel Dubois, but notwithstanding, there's nothing physically wrong with Anthony Joshua that he can't execute. Mentally, he might be in a little bit of a difficult position after the loss to...
Simon Jordan is saying the matchup is abhorred from a competitive perspective because Anthony Joshua's championship credentials are undeniable. He acknowledges Joshua's previous setback but stresses that it has not affected his physical capacity to perform. The mental adjustment is mentioned, but the expectation remains that Joshua can dominate. This commentary reinforces the story of Joshua as a professional and dangerous fighter who can follow through on his threats. When insiders
fight for him, he probably gets knocked out, and I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm not saying nothing bad, but Anthony Joshua is Anthony Joshua. You know, he's multiple-time champion, Olympic gold.
Anthony Joshua has made it abundantly clear that when he steps into the ring with Jake Paul, there will be no mercy and no second chances. From his chilling face-off to the death warnings and statements about breaking face and body, Joshua is demonstrating a mindset built on experience, power, and total control. Every analyst, former fighter, and trainer weighing in has highlighted the extreme gap in skill, size, and mentality between the two men. Jake Paul may bring showmanship and hype, but Joshua brings championship pedigree, Olympic gold, and the kind of lethal focus that can end fights before they begin. The sparring stories, expert opinions, and Joshua's own words all point toward one outcome if he executes his plan. The stage is set,